Hey, everybody, how are you? Welcome to Open Forum Tuesday. Glad to have you here. The mighty NBA Cup quarterfinals. Orlando beats Miami, and they will play the winner of the Knicks and the Raptors, and the Knicks currently lead at the break 69-52. NFL, we get ready for another week on Thursday after the Chargers beat the Eagles last night. We'll look at the schedule coming up in a little bit, but we'll talk about it because we're getting down to the final 4 weeks of the NFL season. And here we are in week 15 already. Hard to believe. Boy, does it fly. You got Atlanta at Tampa, Cleveland at Chicago, Baltimore is at Cincinnati, Chargers and Chiefs from Kansas City. The Chiefs are on life support. You've got New England at home to Buffalo. Washington's at the Giants. Raiders are in Philadelphia. Jacksonville home to the Jets. Arizona is at Houston. You've got Denver at home to Green Bay, Detroit at the Rams, Carolina at New Orleans, Tennessee's at San Francisco, Seattle hosts Indianapolis, Vikings are in Dallas, and then you have Miami and Pittsburgh. It's way too early, but if the Giants end up with the number one pick or close to it, do you trade it, or what position do you really need? Well, you need a lot of positions. I think you need offensive line. I think you can get a really good offensive lineman. If it were me, I would trade down, get multiple picks, and build my offensive line. The plan for the Sacramento Kings is to play the veterans a lot. Yeah. Thank you very much for this. Love hearing and seeing you, Grant. So point on with your takes. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Absolutely. How about that Bengals-Bills game? Pretty amazing what the Bills did. I'm not sold on the Bills at all. I think they would – in the playoffs, there's just too many holes for that team. I'm not so sure they win at Denver. I don't know if they beat New England. I'm not so sure they beat. I mean, I'm not sold on them. That's all I can say. Not sold on it. Love me some NBA Cup as exciting as a root canal. Pretty much. But there are some good games this weekend. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think Green Bay at Denver might be the best game on the card. I'm really looking forward to that. I think Buffalo and New England, because Buffalo really has put themselves in a very difficult situation. That's going to be a good game. I think the Lions at the Rams could be a playoff preview. I think that's a really big game. Really big game. I don't want Jonathan Kuminga. Here's the deal. Likelihood of a Kuminga to Kings trade, and if so, do you like that addition to the future? No, I don't. I was talking about that with Damon Bruce today on my radio show on Fox Sports Sacramento. He agrees with me. Just way too many red flags. No, I don't want Kuminga anywhere near my team. I just don't. Will the Kings win 20 games? They probably will, but they won't win 25. I don't see that. Said, I'm coming in clear, but the video is pixelating. I don't really know what that means. The video is not very good. I wish I could help you out there. I don't know what to tell you. Anybody else having a problem with the video? You don't want to look at me anyway. I'm too ugly, so just listen to me. But thank you. The video is pixelating. Let me go look at that on my own phone. See what he means by that. Pixelating. I know what pixels are and everything else, but, I'll check it out, Patrick. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Grant, will Travis Kelce retire at the end of the year? I think he will, yes. All right, now I see what you mean. Yeah, it is, isn't it? A little bit. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Thank you for that, Patrick. It's got a slight delay, nothing crazy. I'm noticing that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe bad internet here because it's too cold. Live stream has been taken hostage. Yeah, just keep going. I will. Thank you very much. Which players has Golden State head coach Steve Kerr developed? He seems to favor veterans. How many world championships have they won? How many NBA titles? That's how I would answer that question. That's how I would answer that. That's exactly how I would answer that. I'm not really worried about who he's developed and who he's not. He's got a lot of rings. 4, what is it, 4? Kings are colder, yeah. It's pretty brutal weather in the valley, though, huh? Oof. Cold. Cold. This inversion layer. Oh, yeah. Did you see, I guess that I'm looking at this Knicks score here. I haven't been watching the game. Is that right? Brunson's got 26 points already? Wow. Pretty amazing. Better rookie season, Kayvon Thibodeau or Abdul Carter? They both should be on the bench. I think Kayvon Thibodeau is so overrated. So overrated. So overrated. And Abdul Carter, based on his first year, is overrated too. Don't remember Max Headroom. Sorry, man. All right, again, if you want to get in on the program, you can hit that QR code, or you can just send me some messages. I'm not going very long today. Maybe a half hour. Video cleared up. Good to hear that. So I was talking with Damon Bruce today on my radio show on Fox Sports Sacramento about Jonathan Kuminga. He agrees. Same with me. Like, if you can't play on the Warriors and can't play for Steve Kerr and can't, like, there's something wrong with you. That's the last thing the Kings need right now. I don't know what the Kings are doing. I really don't. All right. I did talk about this on my radio show. I've addressed this, but I'm going to go over it again because we're on a different forum here. What are my thoughts about Scott Perry saying it's a 3 to 5 year plan that Vivek is behind him 100%? I don't know what the plan is because we don't know the plan. So first of all, I don't know the plan. Vivek wouldn't know the difference between a basketball and a softball, so I don't really care what he thinks. Number three, if you keep playing your veterans 35 and 40 minutes every night, the plan's going to take at least 3 to 5 years because you're not developing your young players. So I don't really know what's going on with this team. I can't remember a free agent signing like Schroeder in terms of being so non-existent and just irrelevant. Seems nobody cares to have him back. I sure don't. What a crap signing. Looks pretty bad. Would I say that the Kings are tanking? I can't believe we have all of this talent. We can't close out games and win. What's the deal? No, they're not tanking because the players don't give a damn about the draft. So they're not tanking. And Doug's playing all the veterans. So no, they're not tanking. They're not tanking. Any chance to get Gary Radnich on? I don't have his contact information, so I don't know how I would be able to do that. But I mean, you tell me, what are the Kings doing here? Grant, if you have a 5-year plan, you have no plan, right? I don't know what the plan is here. 5 years seems quite a ways out. The first thing you need to do is start, who's going to be your coach? Doug can't be the guy. So, who are you going to hire as the coach? And who would want this job? That's two questions. Who's going to be the guy? And number two, who would want to be the guy? Like, I don't think you get anybody really established. Why would you want to come to Sacramento and work for Vivek Ranadive? If you need a job, you would. Like Scott Perry needed a job. That's why he came to Sacramento. It's not brain surgery. It is what it is. I don't like anything that's going on with the Kings. I don't like the job Scott Perry's done so far, quite honestly. I give him 3 years because I think he deserves 3 years. And I think that's fair. But I don't like what he's done so far. I really don't. And what's there to like on this team? I'm getting impatient with Keegan Murray. He is clearly a step below the other 30 players like Anunoby, Jalen Johnson, Trey Murphy. I don't disagree with you. He needs to get going. Totally agree. Is there any way they can keep Westbrook and develop players at the same time? It's probably not fair to Russ. You could do it, but I wouldn't do it. All the quality coaches they fired, the new Al Davis. Very true. Very true. Dave Yeager, Mike Brown, others. Can't really dispute that. Can't really dispute that. Hard to go against that. It really is. Hard to go against that. But I keep saying I don't know what the plan is. Sacramento's 5-18. They're just a poorly constructed team. Nick Clifford's been disappointing so far. Reynaud looks like he's going to be good. You gave Keegan Murray a lot of money, and I like Keegan Murray, but I'm getting very impatient with his offense too. I really am. Keegan Murray is not a bust. That's a stupid comment. Go away. He's not a bust. That's stupid. A bust is Thomas Robinson. That's a bust. There isn't a person in radio who matches Grant's work ethic. Hours on air and streaming, respect, dominate. These young guys can't relate. Well, I don't know about that. I know a lot of people that have a work ethic. Was Luke Walton Devot's hire or a Rana Dive hire? It was Vladdy. Vladdy loved Luke. I like Luke too. I think Luke got a very raw deal. Doug Christie never answers post-game questions directly and just rambles on. Can't believe his word salad as a head coach level. It's terrible. I feel bad for him. It's terrible. I'm sorry. I don't understand it. I don't think he does himself any favors. I think his post-game press conferences don't mesh with what goes on the floor. Just nonsense. Totally different. How about getting mad sometimes, That would be nice. Did you see Will Hardy and what he did to his team during a timeout? Grant Napier, you need to be honest. Yeah, that's always been my problem. I've never been honest when it comes to doing my work. That's me. Wouldn't you agree, everybody, that one of my biggest issues is not being able to be honest on the air? Grant, I told my buddy, how is getting the number one pick going to solve the Kings, make them super contending team? We're not getting LeBron James or Wemby, Tim Duncan in the draft. Getting the number one pick won't solve this. It will help. How far do I think the Broncos go in the playoffs? Well, I think first and foremost, it depends on whether they're the number one seed or the number two seed. If they're the number one seed and get a bye, they only have to win one game to get into the AFC Championship game. So I think that's important. I don't know if they can score enough. That's my biggest issue with them. Well, you scolded me a couple of weeks ago asking if the Colts are pretenders. Boy, well, I was right. Well, that's because of injuries. That's stupid. I didn't understand Phillip Rivers coming back. It doesn't make any sense to me, Patrick. I like when you do the show at this time, I can comment on the show live on my lunch break. Well, good. I'm happy that it works out for you. 3 to 5 years to rebuild, huh? I guess this might start next year. I'm confused this year. Me too, Louie. Would Michael Malone want to come back to the Kings? He wouldn't work for Vivek Ranadive under any circumstances. Michael Malone would even less like to come back to the Kings. No chance. Jimmy Fredette, yes, bust. No doubt about it. No doubt. Thomas Robinson, bust. Nick Stauskas, bust. Quincy Doobie, bust. Who else am I leaving out in recent memory? There's been a lot of them. Justin Jackson, bust. Right? For all intents and purposes. Right? I'd put Thomas Robinson, Marvin Bagley, even though he's in the league. I mean, you'd have to consider him a bust being number 2. Thomas Robinson at number 4, bust. Or number 5. Was he 4 or 5? 5, bust. Yeah, there's been a number of them. Ben McLemore, I wouldn't call Ben a bust. A weak draft, went number 7, played in the league a long time. I wouldn't call him a bust. I don't think that's fair. I wouldn't say he was a bust. He actually played very well at the end of his career. Yeah, he almost won, Max. 2 points short, huh? You see, Kim Antonelli felt really bad that he feels like he cost him the championship because of what happened, what was it, in Qatar? Went right down to the wire. Really a fun season on the F1 circuit. Things are going to change next year. I thought Tyreek Evans coming back from his big suspension. I don't understand what that means. How good was Bobby Hurley? Well, we don't know. He had the car accident, and so he really didn't have an NBA career. He was really, really good at Duke in college. That much we know. I don't know how he would have been as an NBA player. You know? I don't know. Dang, Grant, Pacers are definitely missing Halliburton. Really? Now, what would make you think that a team would miss one of the very best players in the league? Come at me with something better than that, would you please? Boy, Mike Brown looks good now playing for my team after we got fired from the Kings. Well, it's Mike Brown's going to be judged by the postseason. All right. Am I a fan of MMA? Got a few Sacramento guys getting me fights. You should give it a try. I'm not a fan of MMA. I don't care for it. And I've tried watching it. It's not my cup of tea. Too violent for me. And I don't like wrestling. I'm not a fan of it at all. I respect the heck out of the guys that fight and the gals, but I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, he does know the offense, but he hasn't done anything in 5 years. He's going to have muscle injuries, pulls, strains. I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it working out. I really don't. Oh, it's Mexico City. I'm sorry. Thank you. Mexico City. I couldn't remember which race it was. But hey, you know what? You have 24 races. Things balance out. I can't blame Kim Antonelli. He had his chances, you know? He had his chances. But it was a heck of a finish to the season, I'll tell you that. Heck of an end to the season. So we'll gear up for 2026 with the F1 and see what the changes are going to look like. Did the Cowboys make the playoffs? I don't think they do. And the reason for that is they don't look good in the tiebreakers. So I don't. I don't. I'm an optimist and think the Kings' future isn't as bad as it seems. Trade stars for picks, and if we can get a top 3 pick in this class, future is bright. I think this class is better than last year's. Well, maybe, but that doesn't guarantee you anything. I don't think the future is bright at all. I just don't. Kings had Luka, but they opted to draft badly. So did Phoenix, and so did Atlanta. Keep that in mind. Where does Hurts land on my list this year? I'd have to go over and study that. Very good question. Very good question. Max was too inconsistent midseason. That's what cost him the championship. Very true. You think Rodgers, Clemens, in the Hall of Fame? Congratulations to Jeff Kent. Listen, it's hard to put guys in that cheat and cheated the game. I'm okay if they get in. I'm okay if they don't get in. I mean, when you think about Jeff Kent, guy was pretty good. And Dusty Baker had a lot to do with that. Matter of fact, Jeff Kent always talks about Dusty for the success in his career. Always talks about him. Did I ever talk with C. Webb after he got mad that you held him accountable for allowing TNT to misinform the world about the arena issue? No, we never did. Typical Chris. He's a fraud. He is. He's a fraud. I don't know what else to say. The guy's a fraud. Go-to dish at Bennett's. I'm going for the first time Thursday. You going for lunch or dinner? If it's lunch, my 2 go-tos are the redfish, the blackened redfish, number 1, and the steak cob, number 2, depending on what mood I'm in. So 1 and 2. Dinner, prime New York, no doubt about it. Phenomenal. The best. Absolutely. So that's where I'm at. All right? That's where I'm at. 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. Well, they got to get to the Super Bowl first. That would be a recommendation that if they're going to win the Super Bowl, they got to get there first. They got to get there first. That would help. I would recommend that. All right? I would recommend that. I really would. That would be something that I would say, you know what? probably not a bad idea if you're going to win the Super Bowl to get there. The fact that Kent batted around Bonds helped too. Of course it did. Of course it did. No doubt. You know? Kings fans let out a huge sigh of relief when the Suns did not take Luka. Then the inexplicable happened. Kings just felt they could not play with Fox. Yeah, they did not. They thought Fox was going to be, the future, that the guy. They didn't think they could play together. They were concerned about his conditioning, which they were very well aware about over in Europe. Those were the main issues. In retrospect, they made a mistake. I think we all know that. I didn't know that at the time. We know it now. I cannot believe how well the Niners are doing considering all the injuries they have. I would agree with that, but they've also had a very, very soft schedule. Keegan is an all-star if he has a shot blocker on the team. No, he's not. That's stupid. I mean, please. DeMarcus Cousins on FanDuel YouTube channel and called Jason Thompson a rat. Jason Thompson is one of the most professional guys I've ever been around. And I would take 10 Jason Thompsons over 10 DeMarcus Cousins any freaking day of the week. I don't know what they're going to do with DeMar DeRozan. It's going to be interesting to see, though. It's going to be interesting to see. That's for sure. I don't see him being on the team, though, past the February trade deadline. That I don't see. I don't see that. That part I don't see. Seems like the Kings overthink during drafts. They seem to not draft the obvious. At least that's how it feels. They don't trust the eye test. Probably a lot to think there. Hey, Lucky. Bye-bye. Have a nice life. You're gone. I love getting rid of trolls. It's very fun. Something I enjoy doing. You lost me. I have no idea what's going on at Penske. I have no idea what's going on at IndyCar. I don't follow it, so I can't comment on any of these things going on at Penske. I don't follow it. I'm not in the IndyCar like I used to be. It's been a long time since I watched IndyCar. I have zero interest in it. Zero. I used to watch it all the time when it used to be a real sport with like the best in the world. Now I don't. I just don't. And I have a lot of respect for the drivers and the Indy 500 and open wheel racing. But when they did the split years ago, a long time ago, I lost interest in it. And I haven't picked it up since. I don't even watch the Indy. I'll tell you, I watched the Indy 500 for 5 minutes this year. And the cars to me look so awful. Like I couldn't even watch it. I'm like, what happened to the cars? Seriously. That's where we're at with open wheel racing. The design of the cars turned me off. I couldn't even watch it. I don't watch NASCAR either. I can't comment on that. I don't know. I wish I could answer your question, but I don't watch NASCAR and I don't watch IndyCar. I watch F1. The Dolphins are not going to be in the playoffs. They're not going to be in the playoffs. They're not. Any thoughts on Michael Jordan's lawsuit with NASCAR? Don't know, don't care. All right? Don't care. Seriously. Makes no difference to me. What about you? Do you care? I don't even know what the lawsuit's over. I don't care. Like what Michael Jordan's going to sue NASCAR over what, a trademark or whatever? I don't care. Seriously. I got more important things to worry about in my life than whether Michael Jordan is going to sue NASCAR or not. I don't care. Michael Jordan will win. Again, I don't care. I don't even know what's going on with that. Did I see that Juan Pierre guy is back in Tampa? I did not. Are you talking about Jason Pierre-Paul? What are you talking about? Yeah, his name's Jason Pierre-Paul. Good Lord. Can we at least get the guy's name right? Like, is that asking too much? Come on. Please. Killing me over here. Killing me. Come on. Come on now. See the Juan Pierre guy? Like, what's that all about? Yes, the dynasty is over. It's finished. The Chiefs. I accept your apology. Just do better next time. That's all I ask. But thank you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, the Chiefs dynasty is over. How could it not be? Don't you think the Chiefs dynasty is over? It's going to, you can't be 9 years in a row they win the division. If I were the Kings GM, what would I do for the rest of this season and the offseason? First thing I would do is I would release Russell Westbrook and tell him to go play on a good team. That's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is I would bring Devin Carter back to the team. The third thing I would do is I would not start Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. The fourth thing I would do is I would play Nick Clifford 30 minutes a night. I would play Max Reynaud 30 minutes a night. I would play Devin Carter 20 minutes a night. I would play Keon Ellis 25 minutes a night. I would play Precious Achiuwa 25 to 30 minutes a night. And that's where I would start. The next thing I would do is I would hire a NBA bona fide coach with a history of success that has been through a lot of different situations. And so I would do that too. We are still awaiting the court date in the 9th District Court of Appeals. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. Boy, Edwin Diaz going from the Mets to the Dodgers. Wow. It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Really impressive. Do I think the NBA cup floors are dangerous for players? How could it be dangerous for players? I don't understand that. My thoughts on the cup, it's a gimmick. I don't care. Doesn't do anything for me. How could the courts be dangerous for the players? If you wouldn't mind expanding on that, I would appreciate it. Oh, Grant, I go to the stores everywhere. They're asking me if I'm ready for Christmas. It's ridiculous. What happens if you're Jewish? Do they ask you if you're ready for Hanukkah? I'm just curious. I'm just wondering. It is absurd. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. What happens if you're Buddhist? What happens if you're other religions or you don't celebrate Christmas? Are you ready for Christmas? Stupid ass question. If you're playing LaVine and DeRozan so much, are you forced to start them, or as a coach, you have all the decision making? Well, I would like to think the coach decides who plays and who doesn't, but I don't know what's going on with this team because nothing makes sense to me. I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense to me. So, like, you tell me, right? What's going on? What's going on? It makes no sense to me. I don't see Keegan Murray being an all-star. It's in a fourth year. I don't see it because he's not close to being an all-star now. I mean, I wouldn't say like 100%, but I don't see it. Did Scott Perry really say it will be 3 to 5 years to turn the Kings around, as reported by Sam Amick of The Athletic? Yes. Who is my favorite all-time King? Vladdy's number one. Top 5, Reggie Theus. Spud Webb. Gosh. Scott Pollard. Man, there's so many. Maybe Wayman Tisdale. Danny Ainge. Otis Thorpe. Boy, there's it's hard to come up with 5. Hard to come up with 5. Hard to come up with 5. Is Neek getting sent to the G League mostly to get more court time? I didn't see him getting sent to the G League. Devin Carter is, not Neek. It's a 3 to 5 year plan. What is the point of this year? Wasting time. I'm with you. It doesn't make any sense. I think it's going to be hard to move LaVine. I think it's going to be very hard. Jim Les, I love Jim. Still love Jim. I think Don Mattingly is a Hall of Famer myself, yes. I don't know. Before Jeff Kent, I mean, it's not to me one or the other. I loved L Train. Lionel Simmons, loved him. Not my top 5, but love the guy. I think I loved L Train, one of my favorites, but not top 5. Not top 5. But love the guy. Other than the fact that he's from Philadelphia. Would I agree it's time to turn it around now? Well, you can't turn it around now. In 3 to 5 years to be a championship contender. I don't see this team ever being a championship contender as long as Vivek Ranadive is the owner. And I don't quite frankly think Scott Perry's capable of building a championship team. So I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. This is an experiment year. Well, if it is, the experiment's going really, really bad. I agreed, or I enjoyed this segment on your show with Sean and agreed what he said about the Notre Dame AD. I did a rant on him today. It's embarrassing. Yeah, I used to talk to Vinny a lot about playing in the MLB, yeah. Love Vinny. Vinny's one of my favorites, top 10. Not top 5, top 10. Yeah. Top 10. Sean Salisbury's the best. Love his segments. I love the guy too. Tremendous. Great person. Great humanitarian. Love him. Great. Grant, I think the Kings win a championship in 20 years. Love Yogi Stewart. I'm going to get him on the show. Love Yogi. One of my all-time favorites. You know? That's why I picked L Train, Grant. Been listening to you forever. Love L Train. Love him. Bobby, great guy. Hard not to like Bobby Jackson. Yeah. All right. Don't forget tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Fox Sports Sacramento, 3 to 6. And then I'll come on at this same time tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and we'll do an open forum Wednesday. You guys take care. All right. Just wanted to do a quick show. Say hello. Thank you for your support. Throw out a couple of issues, a couple of ideas, and we'll have fun. Thoughts on the Kings' minority owners? Do they know basketball? Does Vivek listen to them? Vivek does not listen to them, number one. Number two, they have no power. Number three, a lot of the minority owners know 100 times more about basketball than Vivek. It's like comical. I know almost all of the minority owners, and they would be so much better as majority owner or as managing general partner. The organization would be in such a better place, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen. All right. You have a great night too. You take care. Thank you, everyone. Talk to you tomorrow at 3 o'clock, Fox Sports Sacramento. Thanks for hanging in with the problems with the video stream. Maybe the internet a little messed up for a couple of moments. Maybe it's frozen, right? Get rid of the inversion layer. Take care, everyone. Appreciate you. Bye-bye now.